Just imagine, the trade deadline is approaching, and the Maple Leafs are looking for a center who could be the difference we need in the race for the playoffs. The pressure is mounting, and rumors are swirling. What will Kyle Dubas and his team's strategy be to win this essential reinforcement? Stay tuned, as we'll bring you all the latest information. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like so you don't miss anything about the Leafs' movements. As we dive into the latest on the Toronto Maple Leafs, there's some exciting news that's brewing ahead of the NHL trade deadline, set for March 7th. According to Chris Johnston from The Athletic, the Leafs are laser-focused on acquiring a six-player center, and it seems the management team has identified this as a critical need for the squad. Honestly, this sounds like music to my ears as a loyal fan. The depth at center has been a concern, especially beyond the top six, and it's encouraging to see that the organization is taking this seriously. Johnston confidently stated, "The Leafs will acquire a six-player center before the trade deadline." I mean, that's a bold prediction, but one that resonates with many of us who have been calling for increased depth at the position. Let's face it, while Max Domi is a talented player, his best fit is on the wing. The Leafs could significantly benefit from adding a center who excels at both ends of the ice. It's not just about scoring, it's about solidifying that defensive play, especially considering the noticeable drop-off we've seen in recent games. Now, as we look ahead, the trade market is still taking shape. We haven't seen teams fully commit to being sellers just yet, but a few names are already popping up as potential targets for the Leafs. Brock Nelson from the New York Islanders could be a hot commodity if they fall out of playoff contention. He's a strong two-way player who would fit right into the system Toronto is trying to build. Then, there's Yanni Gourde from the Seattle Kraken. Reports suggest he might be willing to waive his modified no-trade clause to join the Leafs if his team opts to sell. That's a tantalizing thought. Gourde brings a solid skill set and experience, which could be invaluable for our playoff push. And let's not forget about Jonathan Toews. I know. He's a free agent and not technically a trade target. But the fact that the Leafs are keeping an eye on him speaks volumes. He's a proven leader and a player who can still contribute significantly. Whether or not he's the right fit for this team at this juncture remains to be seen, but it's certainly a storyline to watch. What's really intriguing is the preference the Leafs have for acquiring a center who's not just a rental. Elliot Friedman mentioned that the organization would rather invest in a player with term left on their contract. This makes perfect sense. If you're going to give up valuable assets, you want to ensure that the player can help you not just this season, but in the years to come. It shows a commitment to building a sustainable future, which is something we've wanted to see from this franchise for a while now. So as we stand 2 months away from the trade deadline, the anticipation is palpable. The Leafs are likely to be buyers, and it seems like acquiring a center is not just a possibility, but a near certainty. I can't help but feel a mix of excitement and nervousness. Will they make the right choice? Will they pull the trigger on a deal that strengthens the team enough to make a deep playoff run? And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Are you optimistic about the upcoming moves? Do you believe a six-player center is the right call? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, I'm thrilled that the management is acknowledging the need for depth. On the other hand, I worry about what assets we might have to part with to make it happen. It's a delicate balance, and every decision will have implications for the future of this team. So, let's keep the conversation going. What names do you think the Leafs should target? Are there any players you believe would be perfect fits? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments section. Let's engage in this debate because, as fans, our voices matter. Max Domi, the Toronto Maple Leafs forward, has found himself in the spotlight again. But not for the reasons we would hope. He's been hit with a $5,000 fine from the NHL for that elbow to Garnet Hathaway of the Philadelphia Flyers. This incident, which took place early in the third period of Sunday's game, raised some eyebrows and sparked conversations among fans and analysts alike. As Hathaway was attempting to clear the puck and make a play, Domi misjudged his timing and caught Hathaway with his elbow right on the back of the head. This led to a minor penalty for elbowing and, as we know, the league doesn't take these matters lightly. Now, $5,000 is the maximum fine allowed under the collective bargaining agreement for interference, so it's a hefty price for Domi. But let's be real, many fans of the Leafs are likely relieved that this didn't escalate into something more severe, like a suspension. Given Domi's history, which includes a few run-ins with the player safety department, this could have easily gone south. This is his 5th punishment from the department, and honestly, it makes you wonder if he's learning from his past mistakes. His most recent fine was back in 2023 for a similar infraction against Mark Stone. He's been suspended twice, with the last being back in 2018 after a fight that left him sidelined for 5 preseason games. There's still some speculation about whether Domi's elbow was a form of retaliation for Hathaway's earlier fight with Jake McCabe, which caused McCabe to leave the game with an upper body injury. With both teams set to clash again on Tuesday night in Philadelphia, we can only hope that cooler heads prevail and there isn't any more drama on the ice. Turning our gaze to Domi's performance on the ice this season, it's been a bit of a rocky start for him in the 2024-25 campaign. There was a stretch where he was struggling to find the back of the net, but it seems like he's starting to find his groove, especially since being paired with Nick Robertson and Bobby McMahon. Domi has always been known for his playmaking, abilities and fierce competitiveness, and it's encouraging to see that he's becoming a fan favorite. He's really putting his heart into building a legacy that honors his father, T. Domi, and that passion resonates with the fan base. Now, regarding team strategy, the Leafs are still in the market for another center to bolster their depth, but Domi has shown that he can step up as an improvised third-line center if the need arises. He signed a 4-year extension during the off-season with an average annual value of $3.75 million, which, in my opinion, reflects the organization's belief in his potential. As of now, he's racked up 14 points, 3 goals, and 11 assists in 33 games this season, placing him 9th in team scoring. But here's where it gets interesting. Does this fine and Domi's recent performance indicate a broader trend in how the team handles physical play? Are we starting to see a shift in philosophy? With the increasing intensity of games, especially as we approach the playoffs, how will the Leafs manage discipline and aggression on the ice? Will they continue to rely on Domi's skills while also keeping him in check to avoid further penalties? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, I appreciate Domi's grit and willingness to stand up for teammates, but on the other hand, we can't afford to have him sidelined due to unnecessary penalties. The stakes are high, and every game counts as we push towards the playoffs. So, what do you think? Is this fine just a blip on the radar, or does it signal something bigger about Domi's role and the team's approach to physicality? I want to hear your thoughts down below. Do you believe the Leafs are making the right call in their strategy, or do you think they need to re-evaluate how they handle players like Domi? Let's not forget, every decision impacts our chances for a deep playoff run, and as passionate fans, we want to see our team succeed. We all know how much this means to us. It's not just about hockey, it's about our dreams, our hopes, and the pride we take in wearing the blue and white. Before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update on our beloved Toronto Maple Leafs. And be sure to activate the notification bell to get all the latest news delivered straight to you. Let's keep the conversation going. Your opinions matter, and I can't wait to dive into the discussion with all of you.